Hi guys, welcome to another episode of my channel, and in today's episode I'm going to be talking about expectation versus reality as an international student. Now if you've not subscribed to my channel, do not forget to do so by clicking on the subscribe button below. Do not forget to share the video, and also do not forget to drop a comment. If you're an international student in the United States, if there is something that I did not mention in the video, please do well by dropping it in the comments so that other people can also share from your experience. Now, without further ado, let's get started. You know, when you got your admission letter and they're like, oh, congratulations, you've been admitted for a PhD or for a master's degree at Georgia State University, and I'm also happy to tell you that it's going to come with some sort of funding, blah, blah, blah. The money is going to sound like a lot of money to you. So the expectation when you're coming is that the money is going to be enough to cater for all your expenses. In fact, you might even have a little idea that in your head that you're going to buy a car, you're going to build houses, send thousands of dollars home every month. Can I shock you? Can I shock you, brethren? It will never be enough. Yes. So most of the time, there's this thing in America where things are like the way things are presented on paper is so different from the reality, in the sense that when school is offering like your funding and stipend and everything, it looks so nice on paper. Like the first thing you think about is I should be able to survive on whatever the stipend is. And by the time they are done deducting all the fees, the tuition, you just realize that you're left with almost nothing. Now, this might not be the case for most people. I mean, if you're in a PhD program, you should probably be fine to some extent. Or if you're in a place where the cost of living is not that high, you should be fine to some extent. But 9 out of 10 times, or well, let me say 8 out of 10 times, it's always not enough. It's always a struggle. So on the other hand, when you're coming, you have the expectation that you're going to make a lot of money from your stipend. The reality on ground is that it's going to be barely enough. Okay, so you should think along that side, not to bust your bubble or anything, just to have you prepared that your stipend is not going to solve your financial problem. The second thing is balancing social life and school. So I think most of us, when we think of America, well, for me, let me not say most of us. For me, when I think of America, I think of a place where people just basically have fun, hang out with friends, enjoy life. That's the ideal image of America that most people have in their head. Now, there's this expectation that school in Nigeria is tough, right? So if you can survive school in Nigeria without being like a 24/7 student, which I wasn't in my final year, like towards the end of my program, I wasn't a 24/7 student. I was in my first year, my second year, but from my third year to the end of my program, I wasn't a 24/7 student. So in my mind, I had this notion that if I can survive a very rigorous academic settings like Nigeria without being a 24/7 student, I should be fine in America because everything should be chilled. I mean, you've seen movies before, right? You've seen like people go to college, they get drunk, you know what I mean, right? So that's the idea that most people, the expectation that you should be able to balance academics and social life. Can I shock you? I mean, can I genuinely shock you? It does not work like that. Because the system is designed to keep you busy all the time. Like literally, if you're not very careful, the only thing you think about every night and day is like schoolwork. Something is due at some point, something is due at some point. You have to like literally, my first semester was so awful because I think I missed out on like 2 or 3 like papers or assignment that was really due because bro, I was coming from a system where if we don't get all of this term paper, all of this reading, all of this research nonsense, we don't get all of that in Nigeria. And then here I am having to like balance all of these things together. So the expectation is that you have enough time to enjoy life. The reality is that you will barely have time to think about other things aside from school. So you should get prepared for that as well. And the third thing that I would like to mention to you is, it also has to do with social life, a little bit with social life, in the sense that you have this idea that you're gonna make lots of friends. It might just be me, but one of my main like one of the things that I was expecting was that I'm gonna be friendly with people. I'll make friends, make like build my network aggressively, like just have lots of friends from different backgrounds. That's the expectation, and I believe like if you're coming from my part of the world, it's not a very hairy goal. Like it's not a big deal. Because if you sit down beside me on my first day of class, if I'm taking class with you and you sit down beside me on my first day of class, it is a known fact in Nigeria that we are friends forever. Like for the rest of our lives. Like we'll always be friends because we stand down beside each other. Right. And there's I might not even know your name for the next 5 years, but we are friends. Okay. Now the case in America is different. Okay, that's the expectation that people come in with, like, oh, I'm gonna make friends, and during your first semester, it's gonna dawn on you that it does not work like that, which is sad. Okay, so the reality of things is that people people are like really really I wouldn't say reserved, but they don't open up to stranger easily. It's very very difficult to crack into like American friendship circle. Like if there are people if there are like group of people in a particular unit, I don't know how to explain this to you guys. But if you have like 4 or 5 people that are friends, you cannot just come and be like their friends. It's not possible. If that person is just a one person, I mean, if they are always like on their own, it's so difficult for you to say, oh, for you to be their friends. It, friendship in America is complicated. That's just a summary. Okay, so the expectation is that you're gonna meet a lot of people, make more friends, be happy, enjoy life, you know. But the reality is that you would probably be lonely for your first semester, like extremely lonely if you're not very careful. I was lucky I wasn't lonely because I made a friend outside of school before getting here. I mean, it is what I do. Why are you laughing? You ruined my video. My point, stop it. My point is that it can get really lonely really fast, okay? So if you have this expectation that it's gonna be merry all around, you might end up spending a lot of time in the house. Now, that's the reality, but there's always a way around it, okay? There's a very nice way to make things work for you in the sense that you can work very hard, right? Americans also appreciate you trying so hard to be their friend. I mean, not pushing too hard, because you're a black person, you have probably have like a strong accent. I don't know. Some people are not open-minded like that, you know. So if you work hard to be their friends, the nice one will meet you in the middle, right? So that's something to also think about. I think I've had this conversation several times with my friends that are thinking of coming to the United States. Okay, so when we talk about money and funding their school, they say things like, "Oh, I have $1,000. I have $2,000. I'm gonna work to pay my tuition in my during summer or something like that." And bro, the expectation is that you can work when school is not in session to make money to pay your tuition when school is in session. The reality is you cannot do that. If you do that, you are committing a huge crime. You probably like, I don't know, I'm not saying you get arrested, but you're not allowed to work during summer off campus. You can work on campus during summer, but you are not allowed to work off campus at all in the United States, except you're given like a special form of authorization, right? So the expectation is that, oh, when I get here, I can work when school is not in session and make money and probably send some money to my friends or family in Nigeria. The reality is that you cannot do that. You're not allowed to do that as a student. You're not allowed to work outside of campus as a student, be it summer, be it when school is in session. If you're going to work off campus, you would need a special form of authorization, and the process is like crazy complicated. Okay, and aside from that, you for you to be able to work off campus, actually you need to be here for 1 year, no matter like what type of excuse you have. You need to be here for a year before they allow you to work off campus. Before they allow you to apply for a special permission that allows you to work off campus. So it's kind of like complicated. The point is that the expectation for most people is they get to like they will work during summer. The reality is you cannot do that legally. Okay, so sorry about that. Don't bank on summer money. You might be disappointed. Now, the last thing, the very last thing I'd like to share in this video is about people's expectation when they come here as far as like burden and stress and problem of life is concerned. This is a very, very strong point. No matter where you are, Australia, Japan, China, America, Canada, problem don't disappear. Yeah, they follow you in your bag, your little traveling bag. Whatever problem or whatever baggage that you have before leaving your country is still gonna be with you. I mean, I don't mean to sound negative or something like that, but my point is changing an environment does not equate to like everything, like it does not equate to a brand new life, basically. So whatever baggage, whatever issues that you used to deal with when you were in your country, there are high tendencies that you still have to deal with them as a personal, like whatever personal issue that you used to deal with in your country, there's a high tendency that you still deal with them when you get here. So problems don't disappear because you change your location. That's the expectation. The reality is it doesn't go anywhere. Okay, so as a matter of fact, it just goes to like another level where you need more resources to fix those issues. So that's all I have for you in this video. If you've not subscribed to the channel, do not forget to do so by clicking on the subscribe button. Remember, every week I post videos about my experience as an international student in the United States. So if you're thinking of coming to the United States, if you are here already, I have a lot of videos that are helpful for you as a student in the United States or as an aspiring student in the United States. So do well by checking out my playlist and sharing and commenting and asking me questions in the comment section, and I'll be happy to respond to them. I'll see you in the next video.